Hello, welcome to Miracles, Music, and Paw Prints. I'm Sue London. Gotta say, exciting time right now. We are in the holiday season. It is just a few days before Christmas. A lot of things are happening for a lot of people and pets. If you're new to the show, I want to welcome you for the first time. The way the show works is that I like to share inspiring story of miracle or inspiration or messages. And then I'd like to share a song that I have personally created by channeling it, the lyrics as well as the music. And then I like to wrap up by giving you perhaps a tool or something to think about to end the episode. So welcome to everyone, and wherever you are in the world, whether it's the morning, the evening, the night, I'm just really excited to have you here. Now, our topic today it is about we're going to create a miracle. We are going to do that together. But before we can do that, I have to give you a story from the beginning. Many of you do not know this. On October 22nd, 2024, it's a day that I am never, ever going to forget. It was a day that I was rushed to the hospital and I was sent to another hospital. And at that other hospital, I was diagnosed as having stage 3 ovarian cancer. And I was in shock because I've always been extremely healthy and I take very good care of myself. At that time, I will admit, I did work long hours. I was working 17 hours a day, being available for people and pets day, night, all hours, and a lot of time on technology. So it was really a time where I had to find the solution because I'm somebody that I don't focus on how bad something is. It's okay, so what do we need to do and change that? Okay, that's the first little message I want to give you. You're going through something, look at what is your solution. How can you change that situation? And everybody can make a positive change. It just takes strength and faith that God is there with you and that miracles do happen. And so in this story, I want to share with you the miracles. So on that day, on October 22nd, 2024, I sat in front of an oncologist at a cancer hospital, and the oncologist said to me that you have stage 3 ovarian cancer, and you basically have 2 weeks to live if we do not do something immediately. So a week later, they had rushed me into surgery. They opened me up. They couldn't operate. There was too much, and where the tumor was, it couldn't be reached because there was bone there. And so they said they were starting with chemo and that they were going to do their thing. I also work with a naturopathic doctor who is just an amazing man. And I also use my mind a lot. I visualize and I focus on what it is I want, not what is the experience at that time. So I do a lot of meditation 4 times a day, different things that, let me say, I am here today. This is like a year, 2 months later. So every day is a gift for me. But I don't want to stop there because I wanted to get back into living. And if you've ever gone through cancer, you'll understand this. Cancer is an emotional roller coaster. And it can be very hard not to start feeling like you are the disease and that everything has to revolve around that. And so for me, I had to change that. And I had to go, okay, yeah, so I've got this situation, but I'm not going to let it beat me. And I am going to change it. And I sat down, and it was in June when I was sitting out in our backyard and I was meditating. I had my 2 dogs, Buddy and Marley, with me. And I just started asking God to bring me a solution to what I'm to focus on. And then all of a sudden, I started singing. Now, if anybody knows me, and people didn't hear me sing because I was quite traumatized in grade 6 from a music teacher who told me that I basically couldn't sing and to lip sync when we were in the choir because I was throwing it off. And that was traumatizing enough. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to beat this in high school. And I thought I'll take guitar lessons because all my cousins were musical. And I thought, I got to be able to have something musical in me. So I took guitar lessons. And the guy I took the lessons with, he gave me my money back after the first lesson, said, you're really not good with this. It's not musical. You don't have it. And he gave me my money back. And I thought, oh, Lord. So, childhood traumas like blocked me, right? So here I am singing in my backyard. I'm thinking, okay, I didn't even realize I was singing because it was channeling out of me. And as you will hear in different episodes, these songs that I play for you are songs that I play for myself to cope and to heal and to move forward. And the words, the lyrics, and the music, it's all channeled. Okay, so that's a miracle right there, right? And I didn't know I had this ability, but in a quiet time, God knew I had to slow down. And He knew that I wouldn't listen because I was so busy helping everybody, but I wasn't taking that time to listen to what was deep inside of me, waiting and wanting to come out. So I'm making these songs and I use them for myself. And then I became on the advisory board for our cancer hospital, helping patients and families and giving them the songs. I thought, wow, that's great. So this one day I was guided to do a talk on an online talk about helping people clear energy from their pets. By the way, I am doing that talk again in January. So you can see my calendar on my website with all those details at asksuelemon.com. If you want to join us for helping clear your pet's energy. And so while doing this talk, I had a man reach out to me and he invited me to Tanzania in Africa. Okay. I had to decline because going through treatments and that. But I thought there was something that I was feeling drawn that I had to help this man. And he was the director of this amazing orphanage at the time, there were 70 children there. And I thought, with my background, I have been a stay-at-home mom who ran a daycare center. I taught nursery school. I taught reading to children in the school system for 14 years. I did pet therapy at our Sick Kids Hospital in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I was a wish come true for a child through the Wish Foundation, Children's Wish Foundation. And I do have children's books. And I spoke in schools and in different places for children. And I thought, you know what, I need to help these children, but I just didn't know how. So the director and I were talking, and he said, I'd really love it if you could teach English to the children. And I thought, done, I'm in. And so I started thinking about how can I teach these children English that was going to be fun for them. And the way we do it is I'm here in Canada and I record whatever I'm teaching. And then I send it to the director and he plays it on his computer that goes onto this TV for the children to see. But the thing is, in Tanzania, they don't have electricity. So they depend on the solar, the sun, to boost their technology to work, which is normally about a 1 hour window, which my time is, I don't know, around 4 a.m., where it might be 11:30 their time. We were figuring out the bugs on how to do this. And I'm starting to think, okay, how can I teach them? And I thought, you know what, these songs I'm writing for the patients and at the hospital going through cancer and their families, why not put a sing-along together? So that's where this idea came out. And then I got thinking, animals do they have in Africa that maybe that I can't say some of the animals here because they might not have them. So again, I just sat down, I quietly started visualizing what animals there were, and then the music came out of me. So today what I want to do is I want to share a song with you, and it's my hope that you can help me to create a miracle. But what I want to do is I want to share the song with you, and then when I come back, I'll tell you what else we're doing, because it's all about helping each other. And in our world, if people would just focus on what I can do for another being on this planet, not about all this negativity that's going on. And another thing that I notice is as time changes, now I'm 63, so I remember, and if you're my age or older, you'll get this, okay? When we were children, we were outside playing skipping or baseball, or I watched the boys playing with their cars or skateboarding, doing these things. But I see that the world is really evolving now around technology, gaming, and all of this. And children are becoming more obese and they're not well. And they're not getting the physical activity. They're not getting the interaction, the social interaction with talking with people. I go many places I can see all ages sitting beside each other, not having a conversation, but on texting and going on social media. And so I thought, what a great way to help children through music and through songs. And if you're not aware of this, I want to just take a second to tell you benefits of singing for children. Emotions get released. Okay, so if they're going through something, releasing emotions is one of the most fantastic things that they can do, right? It also builds the language skills. It improves them. It can blossom their confidence. No kidding, right? It really has done a lot for me since me being a child and told don't sing or you're not good at any instruments, that kind of thing, right? So confidence blossoms when you're singing and that for children. The connection deepens. Like I said, you're not glued to AI or YouTube shorts, all this kind of thing now. Like I've made them. So don't get me wrong when I say there's not a place for it because some of the stuff out there, it's great, but there's way too much time spent on this one person staring at a screen and not getting physical movement. And that's what our children need now. Singing, the connection can deepen. And then healing can begin. So music can soothe anxiety. It's beautiful. Like I can tell you, some days I forget I even have cancer because I'm singing like crazy. I pick up my dogs and we dance around the kitchen. Like that's our favorite spot to dance. I got little dogs, so thank goodness it's great. But I play these sing-alongs for myself and the dogs, and we have a hoot when my husband's at work. And then when he comes home, we'll dance to the other songs. Music, it can uplift your spirits and it can support overall well-being. And that is my goal, is to help children have a phenomenal, healthy life. And that's where we can do this together. So on that note, what I want to do is I want to get you all ready. Now, normally I would say sit back and get comfortable, but not today. I want you to get ready to stomp, to clap, and to wiggle. So the song I'm going to play for you now is called the Rhino Rumbo. Okay, so you're listening to this and you like it, play it with your children. Just watch how they react to it. Here we go, the Rhino Rumbo, and I will come back after the song is over.
Big ol' rhino stomps the ground. Boom, 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 what a sound. With a horn so long and a tail so small, he's the coolest one of them all. Stomp, stomp, clap, clap, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Stomp, stomp, clap, clap, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The rhino rumbles, the rhino grooves. Come on, kids, show your moves. He loves the mud, he rolls all day. Splish, splash, splash, hooray, hooray. With his big feet wide and his tiny eyes, he's a jungle king in disguise. Stomp, stomp, clap, clap, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Stomp, stomp, clap, clap, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The rhino rumbles, the rhino grooves. Come on, kids, show your moves. Run like a rhino, strong and free. Hop on the beach, 1, 2, 3. Shake your horn, make a roar. Let's do the rhino dance some more. Stomp, stomp, clap, clap, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Stomp, stomp, clap, clap, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The rhino rumbles, the rhino grooves. Come on, kids, show your moves.
Welcome back. So what did you think of the Rhino Rumbo? Did you get stomping and clapping and wiggling? I got to tell you, I play these songs a lot for myself. I just love the energy. And as I was listening to it again, as I was getting ready to put all this episode together, I just started automatically doing the wiggling and the clapping and the stomping myself. So it's a catchy tune. And did you notice how the words are simple so that these words are designed to repetition is how children learn, right? Does that make sense to you? Anyways, I am so glad that you're here with me today. I have to say this again because if you've just joined in, I was sharing in the first part about I'm a firm believer that everything happens in our life for a reason. I am a firm believer that the situations we are faced with only can make us stronger if we choose. We all have that ability. And I know as hard as that may seem or feel to people, it is possible. I have had many challenges in my life, and I will tell you that this journey with cancer, I had no idea what people went through with the emotional roller coaster and the what ifs and all that. That's something where it's okay, what am I learning from that? And what can I take away from this? And the one thing that I'm so grateful for is that this man, the director, Simon is his name, that he reached out to me and he wanted my help with their dogs, their pets at the orphanage. And it's just incredible how when you help someone else in a situation, it can help you in whatever you're going through. Now, I've got to say that I'm a mover and shaker. If I can see there's a need to fix something, I'm going to figure out how to do that. And like I was saying before, that we learn things and abilities happen. We have gifts and we need to use them. And for me, creating these songs, I'm just so grateful that I took that time to work on healing and that I can play these songs. And Simon, he will send me pictures and videos of the kids dancing to the music, and he'll be waving at our dog Buddy, because when I'm teaching, I have Buddy, our dog, on my knee. Now, Buddy is part Shih Tzu and part Bichon. And he just knows to look at the camera. This dog, he's been a human in a past life, that I'm sure of, because he just knows, okay, it's time to talk to the kids. And he hops up on my knee and he sits in my lap and he looks at the screen, or he decides to lick my face and make it so funny for these children. Just, I'm going back and forth here about talking about the kids, but talking about you too. The message I want to get across to you personally is don't stay stuck and focused on the bad in your life. It's time to focus on how you can have an imprint and in this life. And what is it you can do that's special that can help others? And I want to say to you that these children have it rough. The amount of children in the orphanage now are 80 children. They have never received a Christmas gift. They don't know what a toy is. They've never had one. A lot of them, their parents are not with them. They've crossed over. Some parents had to give them up to put them in the orphanage because they haven't had the means to feed them or clothe them and give them the care that many people in our world take for granted. And God bless these people that they wanted to do something right for their children, to give them some hope in their journey. And they are doing great work at this orphanage. It's called Vision Complex Orphanage. And like I said, it's in Tanzania. It's in Bunda, Bunda. And when Simon and I talked about how to work all this out, he was also telling me something that just broke my heart. And that is that there's a lot of kids that need medical care. And he was telling me that for a low cost of under $20, that can feed children, that can clothe them, and that can give them their medication. And I'm thinking, like, how much do you do for that's good with $20? There's a lot of these coffee shops that people pay, and I don't want to name them out. There's people pay a lot of money for a cup of coffee. And do you really need that? Could you not go out without a cup of coffee? So it's where could you put your money to make a difference? And one of the things that I want to do in this episode is just shine a light on this orphanage and to come to you with an open heart and to tell you what I'm doing for them. And each one of us can make a positive difference in the world, like I said, right? A lot of these children, they've got sickle cell anemia disease, and they have to attend these clinics every month, but they don't have a vehicle. So these children, tiny children, they have to walk. They have to walk to this clinic and walk home. And sometimes that's a whole day of walking. And I can tell you, if you don't know anything about cancer, these treatments I have, that I'm a 2-hour drive. My husband drives me there, and I sleep in the car on the way home. And I'm exhausted from the treatments I have. And these children have to walk there, and they have their treatments, and they have to walk back. So what they're really hoping to do is to raise money for a van to get these children to these clinics. And that's where it's a no-brainer for me. Anyone who buys this package of the sing-along songs, that money is all going to them, and it's going towards their needs. If you go to my website, asksuelondon.com, it's AskSuelondon.com, and you will see under the songs area, there's a drop down arrow, and you'll see sing along songs. And in there, you are going to get, it's the downloadable songs so that you can put them on your phone. I'm wanting them to get into the right hands of who can benefit physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. They are a gift to me from God giving me this ability, and I know this is something that I have to share with others. And so you're going to get the downloadable songs. When you get it, you're going to also be able to hear. It's like an MP4 file comes up, and you'll see the animal, because what I've discovered is in Tanzania, they don't know what a horse is, where some children here don't know what a rhinoceros is. So that's why I wanted to have the picture on there. I wanted to make this as educational as I could think about. So there's downloadable songs. They also get a printable and downloadable coloring book, and there's activities in there as well. So that's a book that, that comes with it. And I mentioned about singing, the benefits of singing. And what also is in there is another ebook that you can download, you can print, and it has all the lyrics. So what a greater thing would be to an adult and children get up and dance and just have fun and get away from the technology and just enjoy life and get that movement, get their health at a better place. A lot of diabetes, right? There's a lot of children with diabetes now, and cancers and so many more conditions. So these songs, when you go to my website, you just hit that button and you're going to get this all right away. So we're a couple days from Christmas, and this would be a great gift for a grandparent to give, a parent to give, caregivers, babysitters, to teachers, to your school, to your church community. Think of anywhere there's a child involved, and health, any of these places. So when you buy, that money is going towards these children having food, clothing. And this van, they are trying to raise money. We're going to do it to raise 7,000 American dollars for this vehicle that they really badly need to help these children. And I'm not one that really spends a lot of time saying buy, buy, buy for me, but this is important that these children need this vehicle. And I'm telling you firsthand that these tiny little souls are so strong, but to know that they have to go through similar treatments what I do, but they have to walk, and like I'm lucky I could get in a car and I could have my husband drive me home, where they have to physically have these treatments. They've got to walk there feeling weak and sick and tired, have the treatment, and then they've got to walk back. And we're talking like 17-hour days for all the walking they have to do. Whereas if they had this van, that would be life-changing for them. When I was talking to Simon, I asked him what's happening for Christmas for the children. And he was saying that they wanted to have pilaw. And I thought, what the heck is pilaw? It's rice pilaf. And what it is, you might know about it. I've made it. It's like rice and there's meat in it and spices. And that's what they wanted to have as their special Christmas dinner, but they didn't have the money for it. And I thought, no, that's not going to happen. And we made that happen, and they will be getting that. And last night I couldn't sleep because weeks ago, if you've been watching the news, there's been a lot of bad things happening in their area. And there was rioting and borders closed and really some heavy stuff happening. And 10 of the children weeks ago actually were tear gassed, and they were in the hospital for a long time, which again, it takes money, and they can't get out of that hospital till they have that medication, but they have to have the money to pay for it to get them out of there. So it's kind of like a you can't win situation. You need the money, but you don't have it. So you have to keep them in the hospital, but you have to be able to pay for that too. So it's like a merry-go-round kind of thing in a bad way. I just couldn't get it out of my mind that when Simon was telling me these children, they don't have money to get them a gift. And I was trying to think, okay, we got to make this happen. We got to make this happen. And I started praying and asking these poor little souls, just bring them something this holiday season. And I put it out there that I would be able to help them. And it happened. And I'm really excited. So as we're talking, Simon's out there buying toys for the kids. And I'm telling you all of this because I need your help. These children need your help. And we can all have such an impact when we kind of come together for a cause. So if there's anything that you can do now, like you can buy that program, and I promise you that money goes directly to those children. If you have a way where, you can donate that $7,000 or a big amount that's more than the $14.95 US, that reach out to me, and you can email me at Sue, SUE, at asksuelondon.com. Again, that's at AskSuelondon.com. And I'm happy to put you in contact with Simon because that it's not a luxury for them, it's a necessity. And we're talking children, tiny children's health. And so I'm hoping that you can do something. And you know what? If you have some ability that you would like to help them by, becoming a teacher, and I'm happy to connect you to Simon as well. They don't know what a horse is. And I thought that would be pretty cool to have somebody helping them to learn about a horse. They've never seen a children's playground before. And my husband and I took Marley and Buddy out. We went to a children's playground. And I got on the top of a slide, and I got up there and I thought, okay, they're not going to know what they do on a slide because they've never seen it before. So I have Buddy on my knee, and I thought, oh, Buddy's good. This is not going to be good. And so I went down the slide myself, and Ross hung on to Buddy. And then I thought, okay, I've got to do this again. So we worked it out anyways, and the kids thought it was pretty cool. And then we always take our dogs anyways, because we're big kids, my husband and I. And we do go, when we see a playground, we do go on those swings. You don't have to be a young child to enjoy life and do things like that. And so I would take Buddy on my knee, and we were swinging. And the kids thought it was so funny seeing Buddy on my knee on a swing. And they thought it was the coolest thing, seeing a children's playground. So when I'm teaching them, I like to show them simple things that we take for granted. One day I showed them how we walk our dogs, and Ross is videoing us, and we stopped at different neighbors who had dogs to show them that dogs are all in different sizes and they look different. Some are tiny, some are big, some are thin, some are chunky, but they all have their personalities. And they thought it was just so funny seeing this one dog. And so that's what I'm doing. And if there's something that you feel you can bring something to help them, please reach out to myself and I'll connect you. If you are thinking about going out for a dinner, consider taking that money, and you can either email it to me, you can send it to me, or I can connect you to Simon, and then you can send it to him directly. We send money through SendWave. That's the program that we use to send the money back to him. I have talked a lot about needing this money, but it's really important. And I truly hope that from the bottom of your heart, you can see that there's an urgency, because you know what? There are so many children in our world that are going without just everyday necessities that many people take for granted that what they have. And I hear people say how many toys they're buying their children. Could you imagine if you cut out one toy or one item or one extra coffee or one extra dinner out or live play or new clothing, whatever it is that you're spending money on, and just make a donation to help these kids, help a child in need? That to me is what I call living, because I can feel the impact a simple gesture can make for children that have nothing and they don't complain. They're always smiling and they're just happy. They focus in the present moment, and they're good lessons for all of us to remember. I thank you so much for joining me today. I want to wish you and your pets and your families a very healthy, happy holiday season. And I want to wish you much love, and I want to wish you good health and prosperity for the new year. I'm going to be back again next week with another episode. And next week, we're going to talk about You're Never Alone. And I think I told you last week we were going to talk about that, but this was really urgent that we had to talk about now. Please go to my website, asksulondon.com, and purchase that sing along. That money is going all to the kids. And for that amount of money, that's going to feed them for a couple days, give them 3 meals a day for 3 or 4 days. And that is going to help with one child with medication for a month and their basic needs. You know what? Find it in your heart. I hope, I pray that you can find it in your heart to help me continue to make a positive difference for these very special children. And if you don't have that ability, maybe you want to teach, or maybe you simply want to look at in your own community, like what is it that you can do for maybe that child that's at home and the parents are having to work, and maybe you can maybe just go and visit that child or have a conversation with them or go for a walk with them. There's so many things that each one of us can do, and it doesn't, if you don't have the money, it doesn't have to cost a lot. Your time and your love and your kindness and your prayers have such a major impact on what can happen in the miracles that we can create together. I am so grateful you joined me. I value you so much of being in this community with me, and I really look forward to seeing you again next week. I am Sue London, and I want to wish you much love and many blessings. I'll see you real soon.